right. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Usually this is Mrs. Tribely's job to start the concert, so this is very exciting for me. I'm Mr. Cooper. I am one of the band directors here at Hadley, along with Mrs. Tribely over there on the timpani, and we are very, very excited to share with you our 8th grade spring band concert entitled A Musical Journey Around the World. So before we get started, there is a digital program that accompanies the performance tonight. If you are interested, there's a QR code located on the back of your program or up on the screen. There you'll find all the program notes about the pieces, other information that you are welcome to read through as we play. We're going to start things off here in Latin America with a song called Flamingo Road. What a difference between our December concert and now. Boy, love it. They did such a good job. For our next piece, we are going to continue our musical journey over to China. So this piece, we had a very special opportunity with this piece. That was a first for me, a first for the kids, a first for Mrs. Tribely. We actually had a chance to work with Randall Standridge, the composer who wrote this piece. He joined us virtually one day in class. We played the piece of music for him. He worked with the students, gave us critique. He talked about how he composes pieces, his thought process for that. We even got to learn about his workout routine, how much he can lift, the important stuff pertaining to music. But it was a very, very special opportunity provided by the PTA. So I just want to take a second and say thank you to the PTA for providing that wonderful opportunity. It was a wonderful musical experience, so thank you so much. So this piece is also going to feature our flute players a little bit at the beginning with some cool special effects. It was written about a book called The Chinese Cinderella. That was the inspiration for the piece. So it's going to take us on a journey all around China. And it looks like our percussion is just about set. So we're going to get going here with Brave Spirit.
Good evening. My name is Samantha Trively. I'm one of the other band directors here at Hadley. It's so wonderful to see everybody tonight. This next piece that we're going to play is going to kind of put a slower pace to the evening. This piece is On the Kerry Shore, and I hope you're having an opportunity to read the digital program notes. There's so much beautiful to be said about this piece of music. Oftentimes, slower lyrical music is very hard to learn, and it's always easier to play faster and louder, and it's always more difficult to play slower and more lyrically. And even with that said, too, these students, this is a combined 5th and 8th period, so they rehearse separately. And so the instrumentation then is cut in half, and so there's a lot of opportunity for students to play independently and for their parts to be played and to be exposed. And these students have risen to the occasion and done such a wonderful job. So we are very excited to present On the Kerry Shore.
Hello, it's me again. I'm back. So back in March, all the students 6th through 8th grade had the opportunity to participate in an event called Solo and Ensemble. It's an outside of school event, completely voluntary, where the students had the opportunity to work on a solo and ensemble in a small group on their own entirely outside of school. and then perform for a judge and receive feedback, a little clinic, and it's a wonderful performance opportunity. We had several students in 8th grade in this band here participate in solo and ensemble. Their names are notated in your program, but I wanted to make sure we acknowledge them and their hard work. So if you participated in solo and ensemble, would you please stand up and be recognized? Congratulations. We're very, very proud of you. You guys can sit down. Now, out of all of the groups, there were 3 rooms that were run, and in each one of the rooms, we asked the judge to designate who they felt was the best of the day, the best of day award. And one of those rooms, it was the orchestra room. One of those groups consisted of 8th graders in here. So for those people, we have a little special certificate for them. So from the orchestra room, the best of day was the Poco Loco Ensemble, which consisted of Keaton Peter on trumpet. Come on up, Keaton. Will Rowe on the trumpet. Eli Witcher on the trombone. And Lucas German on the euphonium.
Hey, congratulations, everybody. We'd like to, before we play this next piece, we'd like to give some thank yous to some people in our district and beyond. We'd first like to thank our District 41 administration, our Hadley administration, and our Board of Education. With their help and support, we're able to offer such wonderful musical opportunities to our students. Thank you to Mrs. L. Presley, our beginning band director. Without her, these students would not be in front of us today, so a shout out to Mrs. Presley. Also to Mr. Paul Marchese and Mrs. Georgia Alimas, our colleagues here at Hadley, who do such a wonderful job, such a wonderful team of people to work with. We have a special thank you to Mr. Andrew Peterman and our technology department. He and his department are running all of the live streams this whole school year, and they've just done an incredible job to be able to offer our music to students and families even beyond the Glen Ellen community. So let's give a thank you to Mr. Peterman, please. Our buildings and grounds manager here at Hadley is Mr. Brian Thies. He does so much to help us set up and tear down for concerts. Thank you, Mr. Thies. We also have, this is going to make me feel old, but a former student of mine, my first year at Hadley, is now graduating from the University of Illinois with a degree in music education. He's a very tall 8th grader back there. Nick Kaprowski finished his student teaching at Oswego High School and is currently doing his elementary student teaching at Forest Glen. So a shout out to Mr. Kaprowski. Parents, thank you for your continued support. We know the remote platform was not easy. We hope that you miss hearing the music in your house, but we much prefer having them here in front of us on a daily basis. So parents, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for all your support over the years. Students in periods 5 and 8, you make every day enjoyable. We have our quirks, we have our little jokes inside band, and you guys are the reason that we come to school every day. So a shout out to all of you for enduring what was a really difficult few years. I said that to you before in the band room before we came out. But you need to know that you've overcome quite a lot, and we are very grateful that you are our students. So round of applause for you guys. Finally, if anybody's interested in any summer lessons or music camps, we do have some information outside that's available to you as these students continue on at Glenbard West next year or at other high schools. But keep the music alive. And with that said, we also have 4th grade into 5th grade beginning band and orchestra registration is open until this Friday. So I've said this at all the concerts, but if you have a 4th grader in your family, you are friends with 4th graders look up to you, you see somebody on the street who looks about the size of a 4th grader, ask them to join band and orchestra. Mrs. Presley and Mrs. Fearborn have incredible programs, and because of them, the students continue on here at Hadley with us and with Mrs. Alimas. So, Mr. Cooper, I think I've done enough talking. Oh, you got, okay, here we go.
That eye roll, she knew what was coming. So I just have to take a second and make sure we acknowledge Mrs. Tribly. She was awarded a very big award and was recognized at the board meeting last night. But our very own Mrs. Tribly was named one of the 2022 Music Educators of the Year in the Chicagoland area. It's a very, very prestigious award. We are super duper proud of her. This band program would not run without her. I think I speak for all of us, and I just want to make sure that she gets some recognition. So let's give a big round of applause for Mrs. Tribly. All right, now it's time for Cha-La.
high, but we don't teach all of these students on a daily basis. These are our Hadley alumni who have come to join us tonight for a very special reason. I planned out what I was going to say for this, and I read it to my husband, Mr. Trively, who's also a band director, back there. Last night we were having a fire pit in the backyard, and he said, "Good luck getting through this without crying." And I'm already feeling it come on, so I apologize in advance, but that's just who I am. So I would like to take this opportunity in a moment to welcome my former co-teacher, Mr. James DiPaolo, to the podium. Here we go. I had no idea how lucky I was going to become in teaching and working beside Mr. DiPaolo when I came to this district 10 years ago. Keep in mind, Mr. DiPaolo had taught for over 30 years by the time I became his co-teacher. I was 27, and in the early years of my teaching, I'm actually 6 months younger than his daughter. And so he had every opportunity to treat me like his daughter, just like a father figure. And he did on many occasions. One of the very first things Mr. DiPaolo said to me was, "I've been teaching for a while, but I like change. I've done things all kinds of ways, but if you have a better way of doing something, go for it." From day one, Jim treated me as an equal. He could have easily taken the approach of my way or the highway, but that's just not who Jim is. He has a genuine care for all his students and his fellow teachers, and is a kind, selfless, and enthusiastic individual who is always seeking to improve and make things better for others. Fast forward to March of 2020, we are in the start of the COVID-19 shutdown, and Mr. DiPaolo is set to retire at the end of the school year. Any retiring teacher has a full year of lasts: their last solo and ensemble, their last festival performance, their last band concert. Mr. DiPaolo never had the opportunity to have his last band concert the way it was supposed to happen. So we are going to recreate that tonight with this last group of 6th graders who are now graduating 8th graders, and many alumni who have continued their musical studies at Glenbard West. Jim, I would not be who I am as a teacher without you. Countless students would not be who they are without you. Your impact and legacy on District 41 and Hadley Junior High School is still abundantly clear, as evidenced by the many alumni who have returned to pay tribute to you as an educator. Please join me in welcoming my colleague, mentor, and dear friend, James DiPaolo, to the podium.
Thank you. Thank you. Samantha asked me if I was going to say something tonight, and I said, no, I don't need to say anything, but now I need to say something. So, first I want to thank my wife who's over here. My wife's been my greatest supporter in all my 43 years of teaching middle school band. A round of applause. I had no idea this was happening tonight. I just knew that Mrs. Tribey and Cooper asked me to come and conduct the 8th grade band since I had graders. I was so proud that they asked me to do that. I couldn't believe it. And I said, yeah. So I was supposed to be in Florida, and I came back just to be able to do that for them. I said, let's go back early. I told my wife, let's go back so we can conduct the kids. And I was so happy and came to class the other day to see these guys who still continue through this whole mess that we've been dealing with. I'm so proud of you guys. I told you that the other day. And when I heard them play, I was like, wow. You know, basically taught themselves last year with a little help from their teachers, but they're at home by themselves. They've got to figure it out. How about a round of applause for these guys? These are the middle school kids. So proud of them. I don't know what to say when I saw some of Sean and Jackie and Molly and all these kids walk in, that if Casey, as I look around and see all their faces, I'm like, I just can't believe that they would come back for this. And I want to thank all you guys for coming back tonight. I really want to thank Mr. Cooper and Mrs. Tribey. She is like my daughter, and you'll know that we talk at least twice every week, I would say. Where is she hiding right now? Aren't we, right? Like twice a week, we're texting and talking on the way, drive home from school. She's calling me to tell me what's going on. And I miss this place a lot because this is a great place for children to be, as you all know. Great teachers here, great administration. Glenbard West, for all you guys going to Glenbard West, it's a great place. We went out to dinner tonight with Mr. Walsh because Mr. Walsh is a dear friend of mine also. I just want to thank you guys for coming back tonight. I want to thank you guys for continuing the music, and all those young kids I see here, I hope you join music. It's the best place to be. You know, I taught middle school for 43 years, and people always say, middle school? Oh, no wonder why you look so old. But I just love middle school. The middle school age where they're like sponges. You can lie to them all day long, and they'll say, that's true, though, that's true. And they just love it, and I loved it. My wife loved it. And anyone who teaches middle school, they do it because they love that age. So I want to thank Mrs. Tribey because, as you know, she is the best. And congratulations on your award, Mrs. Tribey. Give her a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Just before we play our last piece, do you need to say anything before we're done? No. I just want to check. Just before I finish up, I just want to say thank you again. And I want to thank Mr. Cooper because, you know, whenever you leave a job like this, you do it for the love of doing it, you know. Of course, the paycheck helps a little bit, but you do it for the love, too. And when Mr. Cooper came in, we knew we were in great shape because we got another great replacement for me. Where's Mr. Cooper right now? Where is he? How about a round of applause for Mr. Cooper? Isn't he a great guy? Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are so lucky to have these two here. Most school districts would be lucky to have one person who's as good a teacher as them, but when I come in and see what they do and watch them in class, it's amazing. Isn't it, kids? Are they amazing? Yes. Right? They are amazing, aren't they? And so I really appreciate the fact that I know when I left it in great hands. Thanks, guys. Thank you all for coming tonight. All right? I'll see you all today, and we'll talk on the way out, all right? Thank you. Here we go. Our last piece is Hedgehog, Monkeys, and Waffles.